Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Whippersnapper Gaming, where we aim to discuss all things gaming. As you can see, my house is pretty messy as I have someone new moving in, but all around pretty exciting. Today, we're here to discuss Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the 12th mainstream entry into the Assassin's Creed franchise. Quick disclaimer at the start of this video: 90% of the Assassin's Creed games, like 99% of the ones that I've played, I've thoroughly enjoyed. That being said, I really have quite a few things I wish to talk about in regards to Valhalla. So let's just jump right in there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes place in Europe in 1872, where you play as Eivor, the loyal and battle-hardened Viking who leaves Norway to settle in England and find glory with his brother Sigurd. They are joined by Basim, an assassin from the Middle East, who wishes to cleanse England of the Order of the Ancients, which the Templars, Order of the Ancient Sent. Now, that's a very brief overview of the story. The characters in this story, the main characters, stock standard. No one really jumps out. Like Eivor, for example, the main protagonist, doesn't hold a candle to early protagonists like Edward Kenway or Ezio Auditore. And I think it's just the fact because at any time you can change your character's gender. And this really stops that from being its own set character. If you're going to be a man, pick a man character. If you're going to pick a woman character, and just embrace that character. All that really changes as a result is they say he instead of she, and that's about it. And because Vikings were real bros, you could still romance and have sex with anyone. No one really matters. It doesn't bother anyone.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
So good on him. But because of this, you don't feel any attachment to Eivor, which is not great because the story is considerably long. The cat just ran through the house like crazy and drags on an unbelievably long time. The story of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is something I have real issue with, so let's talk about it because it can be broken into three arcs: the Eivor, England arc, the Assassins arc, and the Isu people and future arc. So now in the past, they've done a real good job of just intertwining the three character arcs together because they're basically the same. And in this game it's a little different, but we'll get to that. So the Eivor part of the game, it basically, you just go around England building relationships with different thanes of different regions to battle the king of another region. And that is 60 hours of the game. And that starts fun, but it's the same story beats for those 60 hours, and it gets boring pretty quickly. Now, on to the Order of Ancients, or the assassin part. In the main story of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you kill 8 of these Order of Ancients. There's 45 in total that are spread throughout a ginormous map. To find all 45, you need to grind, hunt down clues, hope that you stumble across some, they're called zealots. They're just mini-bosses that roam the area, but they also only roam in patterns. So they're not always simply in one area. They'll be on a road, just roaming it. It's madness, really, because when you kill a target, it doesn't really feel good. In all of the other Assassin's Creed games, this was happened a little bit in Odyssey. When you killed someone, they would give a big death monologue about the consequences of you killing and the path you're going down and what will happen now that they're gone. Now, because there's 45 of these targets, the monologues are much shorter, much more random. Sometimes they're just about, what they liked to do, and about, I missed picking barley with my son now. It's like, cool beans, dude, you're dead. It feels very tacked on and hollow. It's not woven in like A good example of being number 2 Assassin's Creed, how you find out that your family is part of the Assassin's Order and your uncle trains you and everything. It's really great. This is not like that. Feels tacked on. Now, to the Isu and future timelines part. I don't think I can speak for everybody, but I don't think I have ever met someone who enjoys this arc in the Assassin's Creed games. I purely don't understand why they do all this animus, weird future alien stuff. Like, well, you know everything aliens, but we died and now we're not really alive, but we kind of are, and no one likes it. It's so bad. And in this one, it's really bad. It's convoluted, it's messy. I don't think they had a clear idea for where they were going with it. And as a result, it's scattered and just really self-aggrandizing, to be quite honest. I don't understand how they feel like this deserves 9 out of 10s for the best Assassin's Creed game ever. It's got the worst story of any Assassin's Creed game I've played. I just purely can't understand it from that point of view. But enough babbling about the horrible story. Let's go on to gameplay. So some gameplay is pretty fun. They said it was going to be a more violent, tougher system. It's not. It's if you've played the last 2 Assassin's Creed since the reboot of the franchise on Assassin's Creed Origins, you'll know what this is like. A few of the moves are a bit more violent, like a Spartan kick with an axe in the neck, or a tackle someone to the ground and bash their face in. But those are the few moves that are fun. I'd say the armor is also really good. You get sets that boost your skills, and as you upgrade them, they change what they look like, and all parts of the armor, from boots, gauntlets, everything changes. So I really appreciate the work that was put into refining the fighting and fixing the armor. Those are the 2 best aspects of gameplay. With that being said, the skill tree. Okay, so the skill tree is problematic. And the reason for that is that I touched on it with my Watch Dogs review, is this game is, I believe, intentionally grindy. There's 400 skills in the skill tree, when only about 30 of those skills are active skills. The rest are to boost your critical chance, your long range, something like that. And as a result, you need to grind it to get your power level up, something that usually turns up in an MMO or live service game like Avengers, which, as we can all laugh at now, lost 98% of its players on Steam. That's what you get for charging $20 for a skin. I digress. This power level is tied to your level and raises as you invest skills. Now, when 30 of them are active, but you have like 400 to get, it's tedious. It's frustrating. The best skills as well come from skill books, which you find scattered throughout England. There's about 10 of these for long range and 10 of them for close combat. After that, that's it. The best skills are those ones. You can only have 8 of those skills attached at a time. It gives me a lot of pause thinking about their skill tree, because it feels underwhelming to level up, but they've made it such a necessary part of the grindiness of it. A good comparison I spoke in my last video about is Ghost of Tsushima as well. Now, there's only about 30 skills in that. Some that change your sword fighting style, some that change your ability to assassinate. But each of those skills is active, and when you get them, it's a very big change to your gameplay style, and it feels rewarding to level up. That is not how this feels in this game. You level up, you go, oh, cool. Another dot, just back to the game. There's no auto pick, so I can't pick you your fastest way. It gets really boring and tedious. And that leads me on to my next point, the monetization. Now, I don't want to spend too long on this because I feel like I've just bagged this game a lot, but they said on the last Assassin's Creed, we won't do these XP boosters anymore, and they didn't on this one, but they have done a straight cash shop where you buy Helix credits.
Why? 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 Why?
These Helix credits you can straight up buy as a cash-based currency. There's no other way to get them. And you can buy all of the coolest cosmetics for your ship, for your character, your coolest weapons. So these are actual weapons that boost stats that are locked behind a cash wall that you can't find in-game. All of the coolest ones are paywalled. The only other way to get them is to do a daily challenge mission from a daily challenge vendor in a single-player game that gets you opals. You get about 10 per mission. The cheapest thing on there is about 150 opals. It boggles my mind why they did this. The only reason is to make you pay money for FOMO. They want you to freak out, think you're not going to get it, and then fail. It just blows my mind why you would pay cash shop for this. I gave them a bit of a pass on the monetization in Watch Dogs since they said they'd do better since Ghost Recon, but that is clearly not the case. If this was a free-to-play game, my gripe with this would be very different, but it's not. It's made by a billion-dollar company showing a deep cultural problem that money and the timeline that they promised their investors is more important than the quality of the product that you get at the end. Anyways, in conclusion, with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, between the horrible monetization, the horrible storytelling, I still got like a good 80 hours out of this game. I played every one, and this is my least favorite Assassin's Creed. But in saying that, there's things in this I think people would enjoy. I wouldn't pay full price for this because they pay you full price and then expected to shell out cash for the best items. It's a bit of a dick move. But don't avoid it entirely. It's pretty fun. Pick it up on sale if you can. I'd probably give it a 5 hidden blades out of 10 if I had to give it a useless rating. I also played this on PS5, and it ran, pretty well. I didn't have any problems with it, to be fair. So thanks for tuning in to Whippersnapper Gaming. I can't wait to keep you involved in my community. I'll be dropping a Miles Morales video for PS5 this week, and hopefully I will get my COD one out this week as well. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I can't wait to hear from you all again. I shall see you all later.